Nasdaq S&P 500, I already give you the warning many video, and they did drop, and it's quite big drop. And when will this finish? How long is the drop? Today I'm going to give you the insights again. This is not my first time to tell you, hey, Nasdaq is going to drop or whatever. And today I'm going to show you how to analyze this, okay? And you can do the same at home. So now the first thing we look at is Nasdaq. We can draw a triangle. Even you don't have my indicator, you can still draw a triangle here, right? So I told you before, which level should we look into is this candle, right? And I'm not going to explain you why anymore because the YMOBOS here is the last yellow candle. Last yellow candle is an important support or resistance. Okay, so now it's a resistance because it's yellow overbought. And since then, we never go again above this level, right? And we drop below this triangle. If you don't have my indicator, use the triangle. And yesterday, not just you, but many people looking at this triangle when they have a big drop, basically here is a confirmation to tell you, hey, this triangle is done. I'm going downward. Okay, so you will see today, I think will continue to go downward, or they will have a rebound touch back this line and go again. Okay, so if you have my indicator and you know here is the sell signal, you know this is a sell signal, and you know this is the last channel basically you need to quit because they touching the blue, but they fail to go above the blue and they go downward. So this is the last gate to tell you, hey, you need to go. And I will tell you why we need to sell here. First, yellow candle disappear, they drop below, and they drop below the blue, right? And if we look at the weekly chart, so you learn this stuff. So next time you can prevent the peak thing. So here, the yellow this is weekly chart. When the yellow disappear, they drop below the red. On this candle is 1st of June. When they drop below, basically what happened, we look back the daily chart and we know we need to be careful. When they have any signal here, we need to sell. So at the same time, they drop below the blue. So this is a confirmation to tell you, hey, sell it. Okay? And although they did come back to go above this candle, but who cares? They never go above the last yellow candle, right? More important is look at the blue line. I told you many times how to look at the peak, how to look at the bottom. The bottom is a U shape or a W shape. Look at here. This is a U shape. And the top is the upside down U, right? Or you can call it N shape, right? You see this? This is the top. So they tell you the trend is going downward. Maybe they will have some rebounds. I don't care. We try, I told you many video. If you don't have my indicator, you can actually either you avoid this market or you change the setup, switch your stock from tech to Dow Jones stock. So what is Dow Jones stock? For example, bank, something like a traditional market. Okay. So this is Nasdaq. And when we look back, when we look at S&P 500, basically it's very similar. Just simple look at the blue direction. Okay, maybe you say, oh, but they are still better than Nasdaq because Nasdaq they already dropped below the triangle. This one is not. This is not below the triangle, and they're above the purple. So maybe we have a chance, maybe. But the blue line, remember, we look at the blue line. When blue line go downward, it doesn't matter. It go up because it means this is a rebound. Look at here. If they did really go up again and they touch the blue and they don't go above the blue, basically this is the sell point, the last gate for you to escape. Okay, so this is S&P 500. And when we look at Dow Jones, I basically mentioned since June, I told you, hey, be careful, be careful, be careful. Look at Dow Jones. Dow Jones is going much better. Look at this. This blue line going upward, the red line going upward, we still stay above the red. Okay. Now look at weekly chart. Any risk, we need to be careful. Also yellow candle. If the yellow disappear, they drop below. Basically, it means on daily chart, we need to look for a sell signal. When they drop below the blue or when they drop below the red, we need to sell. Okay? If the weekly chart fresh, the yellow disappear, they drop below the red line, this is a sell signal. So you can go back to daily chart to check if they drop below the red, if they drop below the blue, this is a sell signal. So again, how long is this thing going on? So now we can look at more like, so you see the weekly chart S&P 500, we already going downward, right? Remember, when it's downward, you see here? It doesn't matter the blue, yeah, the blue can serve as a support, yes. They better to stay above this. If not, they continue to drop, go to the purple. If not, they can still drop below the purple like this one. Okay? I don't know how deep they can be, but I can tell you what's going on with the, let's look at the monthly chart. Okay, the monthly chart, we still do okay. We still do okay. So we don't know this is a short rebound or long rebound yet. But I told you, 2 month chart, we did have some kind of pattern to tell you, hey, be careful. Maybe we have a 2 month chart pullback, which is one candle is 2 months. Okay, so it means we'll go to from 2 month chart would be August or September then. Okay. And now we look at Nasdaq. Nasdaq, this is monthly chart. Blue line still go upward. So you see, this is still no problem. But again, if this candle drop below this red line, okay, well, this is 1 month chart, they can go to the blue line. Blue line is still going upward. So maybe they can still go to, maybe on the same time, I mean, if they drop below, then we need to take some kind of well, we already reduced the stock. I already sold the stock. So we will need to wait for a bit longer. I mean, here, right? Since they close below the red line, this one dropped for 2 months. This one dropped for 3 months. This one for longer time. Okay, so let's see how it goes. The first support would be if they drop below would be the blue line or this top. Okay, likely they happen on the same time. Okay, so if we do it, the first support basically would be around August here, right? You just extend the blue line roughly. If they, if they stop at this period's peak, this one is a support, right? So it will be roughly in, you just look at this line is projection here will be around August, this candle. So let's see how it goes. They can still stay above this red line, no problem. Okay, then they can continue. And if we look at the money, I want to look at the money. The money in Nasdaq is monthly chart still okay. Okay, although it looked like crazy drop, but monthly chart, it doesn't look crazy. And to be honest, I quite wanted to have a big correction so I can buy more because we know they're going to have a correction, but we just don't know how deep it will be, right? So we know this weekly chart already show this is not sideways, this is a downward. This is not a side, this is a side. The red line is a side, right? To tell you this is going to sideways. They just fluctuating sideways. Would be boring. But now would be quite exciting because it's going downward. Okay? This is downward, this is downward. And so something you need to be aware if you don't know anything about this, if you're still holding a lot of stock, it means you don't really follow me. So click like and subscribe to my channel and forward to your friend. And I want to check a few more stock with you. For example, SNDK, many people bought this stock, and this used to be my favorite stock also. What happened? Weekly chart, look at this, right? So on this candle, 29th of June. They tell you this is a sell signal. Why? Because the yellow disappeared. They drop below the red. Okay? This is the sell signal. 29th of June. And so we look for trend, like when you are on the daily chart, 29th of June is on this candle. On this candle, right? The whole week, they tell you, hey, look for the sell signal. Basically, they already closed below, right? But if you did not, the last yellow is here. They already closed below the red, and this one closed below the blue. So this is a sell signal. And the next day rebounds, maybe, wow, rebounds 10%, people buy again. Remember, rebounds is a very interesting thing. Rebounds can trap more people in, or if you're good, this is the last escape door for you. Okay? So, and the last yellow candle is the resistance, right? The highest price is the resistance. You see? Here, they just touch it and then they come down again. This is crazy. If you have my indicator, basically you know where to sell, where to buy, right? My question is it a time for you to buy right now? Look at this chart. Is it time to buy right now? The answer is no. It's a time to sell periodically. To sell periodically. Where is the best buy point? The best buy point is when the blue change the direction to upward. Every time when they have a U shape, this is a buy signal. This is a buy signal. This is a buy signal. Why? Because this is a trend reversal to tell you from bear market change to upward market. And the best to match with YM chip entry here. The first time they show this stock only costs about 43 here. Okay, so when we enlarge it, when we zoomed it, okay, and even you let's say you buy here because here is the real starting point, which is around this when the blue change upward. So you save a lot of time here. So this is how cool when you have some advanced indicator. If you still use traditional way, and if you're very good with the traditional way, this is fine. But if you are very bad with the how to look at the chart, you don't know the institution coming in, or you don't know when they're leaving. You look at this. This is going downward. They're leaving here very obviously, right? But again, they still have more than 50% in hand. They still have a lot. I'm not saying SNDK is the end of the, it's not the end. I mean, after the big correction, I say big correction, hopefully they can go more so I can buy lower. And we can buy when they have the YM chip entry and the blue line, we go above the blue line again. The blue line will come back down. Okay, likely they will come back down. Already dropped below the purple. Okay, so something you need to be careful. Now look at MU. It's very easy to, you don't need to do something very complicated. MU, daily chart. If you do swing trade, it's super easy. Where to buy? Here, right? Institution come in, they go above the blue, they change direction. You buy here. And where to sell? Here. Why? Because you can also first money going away, right? And if you look back to weekly chart, you see? Yellow disappear close below the red. This is the first candle to tell you to sell. Okay? Although the trends still go upward, but I don't care. Yellow disappear. And this candle, they close below the red line and they close below the last yellow candle. This is double signal to tell you to sell. The good thing about MU is they haven't shown a down here yet. They haven't shown a down here yet. So maybe let's see how it goes. Because even here, they don't show a down. They don't show a down here. So something would be interesting to see how it goes. Maybe later they come up again, but I don't know. If so, blue line would be the support, and you see how low this is. The blue line so far is 700, right? 690. This blue line will still go upward. So if this one follow August, right? If this one follow August, this one go up, will be 800 something. 800 something. But we don't know. We don't trade with prediction again. We don't trade with prediction. We trade with the signal. So here is the signal to sell, 29th of June. So when we go back to daily chart, we check 29th of June, what is going on that week? Basically from here. On this candle, still no sell signal, to be honest. But this candle is a confirmation to tell you to sell here, right? Here they already have the first sell signal because the yellow disappeared. They drop below the red, right? To tell you to reduce. But here, not yet. The weekly chart show you, hey, sell. Not yet. The real sell is like 29th, right? After 29th. So you know there's one signal here, and you know there is a resistance here. So what happened is the resistance here, they don't really go above the resistance area. They just touching the lowest point of the resistance and then they come back down. So this is quite confirmed to tell you, hey, go like this. Okay. And I don't know, I hope you don't buy back because there's no buy signal here. You see the money they're leaving. So we need to follow the big fish, what they're doing. We don't need to do too much analyze. We don't need to reach too much. If you can, you just read the financial report. If you cannot, just follow what they do. Don't listen what they say because they say opposite thing on the news. Okay, so this is MU. And okay, so that's it. And if you want me to analyze more stock, you can give me a comment. If you want more some stock more analysis, so you can also subscribe to the Zoom session, one-on-one session. Okay, so I see you next video. Bye.